The views and opinions expressed by the host are their own and do not necessarily reflect those of the show or its management. Furthermore, the views and opinions shared by any guest are their own and do not reflect those of the host, the show, its management, or its community. Listener discretion is advised.
Hi there, everyone. This is Coach Sally Jacob of Business, Brews, and Beyond. Guest for tonight is a human first branding consultant, TEDx event creator who is redefining how stories are crafted, shared, and remembered. From behind the scenes of TEDx stages to helping leaders turn experiences into powerful narratives, our guest will reveal to us what truly makes a story resonate and why trust is the real currency in today's world. Without further ado, let me introduce to you my guest for tonight, Coach Jen Kahukom. Hi, Coach! Hi, Coach Jen! How are you? Ayan, streaming live in Subic, Zambales. Ayan, ako, sobrang excited ako. It's been like, parang since last year, I've been working with Coach Jen because she's been mentoring me, no, to craft my story in a better way para maging, ano naman ako, worthy of TEDx. Kasi she's a TEDx curator. And Coach Jen, can you give us something na what's brewing these days? Can you tell us something defined as your grind?
Well, I must admit that after our first TEDx event, which you were a part of, I actually did some reset. Did some reset because you know how we've dabbled into AI since it has become very popular. It came to a point where I realized I had to pause.
Yeah.
Partly because I'm also it's part of the preparation because we'll be having another TEDx event
Kailan
next
yan?
year,
Kailan
and that will
yan?
be a long preparation. Yes. Well, we'd like to commit that we'll have to have it every start of the year. So which
Okay.
means the next one will be sometime January 2027. Hopefully we get the first weekend of January 2027. Remember, 'di ba, our theme was undoing. So I
Yeah.
kind of applied it. Yeah, I kind of applied it even after the event. So it kind of grew on me. That's why, instead of, when AI was so popular, instead of pressuring myself to learn more AI tools, cost, and, dug deeper instead in terms of the work that I do and in terms of the community that I want to serve, and in terms of the type of people that I want to connect to, and ultimately the person that I want to become. So
Mm.
that's pretty much my focus. This
Ayun, grabe. Kasi nakita ko
revolves
rin how
around that.
tedious, no, the preparation. I remember I was having my own global event also. I was in Bali, I think, last at that time. I was applying for TEDx. I'm super proud naman that I applied. I went to all the the steps of submitting my video and doing this and that, telling my story, and yun na nga parang was shortlisted and something. So natuwa ako kasi I thought like, pag halimbawa na natanggap ka na or something, yun na, kanya-kanyang ano na. Pero it was like, how many times I was being mentored by you, and sobrang, ewan ko, nagamit ka pa sa sarili kong event yung mga tinuro mo sa akin, which I'm super grateful for.
If I may just add, thank you, thank you. While of course, since it was our first TEDx event, we want to make sure that we're able to cater to everyone, and part of it, of course, I did also enjoy the journey, and thank you as well for the trust. It's not always the case that when you get to meet someone, nagkakaroon kagad ng connection and then the trust, because pretty much what we coach about was not just your talk. It was actually, what we talked about was more about your journey. And I know
Right.
it was also personal to you. So thank you.
Oo. At saka more than that, parang feeling ko, even if I was speaking na in different stages, in different parts of the, different sa Southeast Asia, ang dami ko natutunan sa'yo, Coach Jen. As in, parang feeling ko, it made my story clearer. Tapos parang mas na drive ko yung ano. Though syempre pagdating sa TEDx medyo may mga libreng kaba na yan, may mga kung kasi pag nasa stage ka na no. Plus that was my first. I've been speaking since like 2015. Iba-ibang lugar yon, iba-ibang stages, iba-ibang crowd, pero I felt like that's super important for me. It's a milestone moment for me because it's my first time talaga. Can you tell us parang ano ba yung process of curating an event as big as that? Plus, napaka-professional, masasabi ko talaga, sobrang professional. It was professionally done with an awesome team. Sabi ko nga, gusto ko yung gano'n. Gusto ko yung if ever, magkakaroon ako talaga ng mga event, gano'n yung preparation. At saka gano'n din ka, parang ang fun, no? Ang cool ng team sa Rizal Avenue, which sana ma-experience din ng iba next year. So, what's the process of curating and talagang really doing that whole TEDx event?
Although, because we ultimately wanted to have an identity even as early as the first TEDx event, the foundation was pretty much the TEDx guidelines, the TEDx
Mm.
event guidelines. So during the first couple of weeks, talagang hindi muna ako nakipag-meeting sa team. I really sort of devoured the guidelines, not just really read through it, but read between the lines and find out yung parang, why did they put it that way? What's the reason behind it? Yung mga ganun. Because what I also liked about the TEDx guidelines is hindi naging dating sa akin as an organizer na, you can't do this, you can't do that, ganun you have, ganun doon. Yung parang, yung sobrang restriction, hindi mo mararamdaman ganun.
Oo,
So,
hindi.
I mean, example, oo, parang they would encourage you what would work best. Which is why I'm always excited to share, di ba? Even during our coaching sessions na whenever you would ask about yung preparation, about how many slides, ganun. I remember I did mention to you na TEDx does not restrict naman, but they find out that what works best is maximum of,
Yeah.
5 slides. And if possible, mas maganda na wala kang slides. Kasi ultimately, you are the presentation.
Kasi feeling
Yes.
ko, we were given parang the privilege of learning the best practice talaga and how to really execute it in such a way na relatable ka, tsaka connected ka talaga sa audience. Hindi pang alam mo yun, yung parang super may fina-follow na hindi ko naramdaman eh. Kasi siguro ikaw, technically, alam mo yung mga dapat at hindi, but it never made us feel that we should be following this and that and ganon. Parang, ginaid mo kami dun sa buong process na you took really parang ang tagal ilang time din yung parang may mga coaching sessions tayo tapos di ba meron pa tayong kasama na bata pa yung mathematician tapos parang sabi ko nga ang galing kasi those are the things that talagang doon pumapasok yung human-centered level ng branding at saka ano mo, 'di ba? And I want to balik tayo sa TEDx
Totoo.
later, but I want to connect with that kasi 'di ba doon ka naka-align sa human-centered. Ano ba 'yon? Can you explain to us lalo na ngayon na I think medyo gusto nating maintindihan yan in the world of AI where everything is parang isang click lang, isang tawag lang or isang whatever lang is parang nakukuha mo lahat. Paano pumapasok yung pag-align mo sa human-centered branding or can you call it that way or design? Can you tell us more about that? Kasi doon ka nakafocus, Coach Jen.
Yes. I guess it's because before naman I delved into branding, personal branding specifically, I was already into digital marketing.
Mm-mm.
But it came to a point na, syempre, hindi mo ma-avoid when you do marketing, you also get to touch on branding.
Mm-mm.
And then there was a time, it was pre-pandemic when, I actually reached out to this author who was, who came up with a book, who published her own book. And, yun na nga, the book was called The Human-Centered Brand. She is based in Croatia, by the way. Her name is Nela Donato. So after devouring as early as yung first chapter niya, I reached out to her. So that was way back 2018 or even 2017. So ganun nakatagal. So I was
Tagal
curious
na.
because I didn't know I didn't know what to call what I was already doing back then. And it was only
Ah,
when I read her book meron pala talaga. And I even remember, hindi malakas yung loob ko to use the word human first or human-centered. Because I remember one time when I used that, some seasoned freelancer even told me, something like, that parang human-centered design, hindi ka naman nag-graphics din, hindi ka naman nag-UI design, parang ganun, hindi ka nag-UI.
Oo.
Parang, dun lang daw ginagamit yun, okay. And then parang naging savior ko itong offer nito dahil it it really does exist. So,
Meron
hanggang
pala,
sa,
no? Oo, meron pala. Kumbaga,
oo,
you're doing it the whole time na, and then there was someone talaga who put a definition in a book about it. So parang, ay, na-validate yung pinagagagawa ko ever since. Nauna ka na.
yes, oo. Makes sense kasi, it's, even if we're already operating online digitally, since we're all talking about authenticity, what you do online should be aligned with what you do offline.
Mm-mm.
Which is why different things came into play pati yung TEDx event because doon mo ma-experience talaga the human side of things, 'di ba?
Oo.
The authentic side of things. And I think ultimately that's what brand should be, what personal brands should be.
Ayun.
So,
Ayan,
ayun.
balik tayo doon. So, since ako, I'm also a bit of a branding strategist, pero I'm more of a graphic designer kasi in the Middle East, that's my talagang profession. So, I'm a senior designer, tapos naging creative director ako. Pero dito sa Pilipinas, eventually parang, hindi ko nga alam na yun pala yung tawag doon sa amin. Branding strategist pala yung job description na ginagawa namin because we're creating brands for several ano. Tapos yun nga, then I was following yun na, then I was following sa LinkedIn talaga kita fina-follow and ay nakita kita sa Connected Women. Sabi ko, naku, she talks sense ah. Parang lahat ng sinasabi nito, parang gusto ko i-consume pag nagkikwento ka or whatever. So, pag may pinopost ka o nire-share ka, I'm really happy na parang I get to parang tap into the brain or something ng mga tao na parang ay, gusto ko ganito. So, ang isang question ko, like, we know people are really parang trying to find that right brand. Ano ba yung mistakes na ginagawa minsan ng mga negosyante or sa yung mga tao sa paligid natin when they're creating a personal brand? Can you give us, coach, some of the things na pwede nilang ma-realize na, mali ito, dapat hindi mo ito ginagawa if you're creating a very powerful personal brand for yourself?
I guess since we're talking about the people behind, the human beings behind the personal brand, parang i-categorize ko sila into two. Kasi the younger ones and the seasoned ones. Kasi the younger ones are more, technically savvy.
Mm-mm.
They're technically savvy, but they are still on that. They're still in that process of finding their own clarity. Di ba
Mm-mm.
ganon? And then there's one season na they're already so good at what they do. They already have established a personal brand, but they
Mm-mm.
just don't know how.
Yeah.
They don't know how to establish it online.
Mm-mm.
So if you think about it, they can actually learn from each other. But the common denominator here is, yun na nga, the common mistakes that they commit is they skip the clarity part. Yes, they skip the clarity part, and doing so, it leads to a lot of missteps, nagiging trial and error, nagiging experimental tuloy yung branding journey. Andun yung they go with the trends. At ito yung uso. Ito
Oo.
yung uso. Tapos and then they would, ito yung uso. For the most part, lahat ang umpisa nila is the external because this is what works, this is what would be good for the business. And then eventually they find out that because of those tactics that they thought would work because it worked for others, they eventually realize that they're attracting the wrong people.
Yeah, hindi pala sila yon, no? Parang what they're creating pala is the brand that they're following na yung influencers or the style of others. When in reality, dapat
Yes.
hinahanap nila yung clarity sa loob nila. Ano ba yung gusto ko na mailabas, 'di ba? To be out there about me. So kung kailan mo nagawa yung brand mo, ire-rebrand mo na, 'di
Oo,
ba?
ganun nangyayari. Which is why, you would now hear even coaches, even life coaches, even executive coaches, mga consultants, they now attach branding to thought leadership. Kasi branding is often associated with design, eh, di
Mm-mm.
ba? But it's not often that you would hear that branding is also and should be associated with leadership. Kasi with leadership, non-negotiable yung clarity if
Mm-mm.
you think about it.
Mm-mm.
Non-negotiable. Kasi you can't be a leader if you don't have a vision. And for you
Yeah.
to have a vision, you have to have clarity.
Correct. Kasi parang you'll be bringing,
Di
parang
ba?
you'll be confusing people eh. What do you really want to share ba? What do you really want to teach? Parang if ikaw mismo, you have
Yes.
that certain, if you confuse them, you lose them. Diba?
Yes. Mismo. I like that. Yes. Exactly.
So
Oo.
yun. Ay nako, grabe. Ako one of the most important siguro na parang naano ko sa is parang siguro yung nakarelate ako sa is that human-centered branding or human-centered design na word kasi hindi ko rin alam na why am I doing that? Ako parang for me sa akin whatever I'm doing, I'm focusing on what's connected to me, what's really yung truth ko, yung kung ano yung ginagawa ko, what I'm doing, what I want people to see. Hindi pa ako dumadating, alam ko na alam na nila what I represent. Parang ganun. So, for people to find that clarity, is there something na una nilang dapat gawin? Parang ano ba dapat yung unahin ko? And if I really want to start something with my business at simulan ko siya sa branding itself, ano yung first step kaya, Coach Jen?
And dito na actually pumapasok yung the storytelling part. Unless you don't know what your story is, you won't be able to find that clarity. Kasi that clarity, doon mo rin lang i-extract yun eh. Sa storya mo.
Mm.
Sa
Kaya di
storya
ba
mo.
sabi nila parang your story is your brand talaga eh, no?
Yes. Oo.
Aayusin mo
Yes.
lang.
Oo. It's the story. And little do people know na because it's, well, ang dami namang brands dyan, wala namang kwento, ganon-ganon. So parang sige, they skip that. But little do they know that the story is really the foundation. It's the one that provides the clarity because it's in the story. Because what does the story include? The journey, the mistakes,
Mm.
dito na-perform if you think about it. I mean, now that I'm wearing the hat of a personal branding strategist, it's in your story where you get to where you get to find out how your values were formed.
Yeah. Tsaka yung relatability mo, no, sa target market.
Yes. I mean, in your case, 'di ba? Why freedom was so important to you,
Mm.
'di ba? It's because andun yung storya mo eh.
Mm, 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 mm.
You were once deprived of that freedom,
Clarity
'di ba?
talaga, no, Coach Jen? Parang you have
Oo.
to be clear with what you really want to put out there. Kasi if ikaw mismo nalilito ka, ano ba gusto ko talaga? Ano ba gusto ko talaga? And ako, umabot ako sa ganung point, ha. Gusto ko ba maging patriotic na, yun yung branding ko kasi I had my proud Filipino group eh. Yung meron akong brown roots, meron akong ganun. O gusto ko ba to? Gusto ko ba to? Ganun. But eventually, everything is always going back to the freedom eh. Kaya nga even the first TEDx that I had in Rizal Avenue, parang sobrang connected sa story ko kasi parang it's about undoing. It's about letting go. It's about freedom. Kaya sabi ko,
Yes.
ang galing. If may clarity talaga, no? Parang it connects you to the next step or the next level na may elevate mo yung sarili mong brand. Grabe. Ay nako, Coach Jen,
Yes,
mamaya bago
exactly.
bago natin i-end yung gusto ko ituro mo sa kanila yung binigay mong framework sa akin na. But I have a question. Kasi when I invited you, I asked na some people, "Oh, if you want to ask a question since she's a TEDx curator and something." Ang hindi natanong nila ito, what separates a good speaker from a powerful speaker, Coach Jen? For those who are into the of puwede ba ako maging, speaker? Is it something na hindi naman niya kailangang gawin yon for money or for whatever. For those who are parang trying to figure out, what is the parang mo para masabi na someone is a good or powerful speaker?
Now, based on, personal experiences, because before I also spoke on the
TEDx.
same
Oo,
stage that
same
you were
thing.
in.
Oo.
Oo, so parang I did try to look for people that I can emulate from, that I can get examples from.
Mm.
And siguro simply put, a good speaker by default should have I mean, they have good communication skills.
Mm, mm.
Definitely, they are able to articulate the message that they want to get across. But what separates, a good speaker, and what makes a powerful speaker stand out is that they are not, they don't consider themselves public speakers at all.
Yeah, more of
They are the
storytellers pa nga.
ones who yes, those who are storytellers are the powerful speakers.
Mm.
So that's just for me. Why? Because what the power that they bring to their speech, to their talks is is ingrained in them. I guess call it, it's their vulnerability, it's their authenticity, and I guess you can't beat that. I mean, let's say tayong dalawa, if let's say I would also talk about freedom. Your experience is unique, my experience is
Yeah.
unique, 'di ba?
To connect to that question, no, what makes a talk TEDx worthy? Kasi minsan sabi nila, ha, ako, paano, bakit? But then, being the curator of, and you've been a TEDx speaker before, and attending several, and learning about the dynamics of a TED Talk and something, paano nagiging, TEDx worthy ang isang talk?
Kanya-kanya, I think, but the tagline of TEDx, TED says it all. It's ideas worth spreading. So if we're gonna dissect it, if you think about it, there are a lot of universal topics that are worthy of being a TEDx talk. Freedom, love, even AI. But what is that unique that becomes your central idea of the talk that is worth spreading, that should be that other people should know about, regardless of race, regardless of geography, regardless of belief, regardless of language. Yan. Siguro bonus na lang din kung ang napapansin ko kasi, if it's forward thinking, kasi
Mm-mm.
most of the TEDx talk that I've devoured, even yung sa mga podcast, yung mga TED Daily, yun yung mga forward thinking, yung mga may mga contrarian take.
Mm.
Remember there was a time when we considered vulnerability as weakness, but
Mm.
then that changed, and it was because there were TEDx speakers who did talk about it.
Brené
Brene
Brown,
Brown was
grabe,
one, yeah.
no? 'Di ba?
She's a TEDx speaker, and she was the one who said vulnerability is a superpower.
Yeah. Ay nako. Coach, meron ako isang tatanong sa'yo. Sa tingin mo ba, still on TEDx, no? What do speakers often overlook when preparing their talk?
When they tend to forget that that they are the presentation, and that they should own the stage. So
Hmm.
parang siguro lang advice sa mga future hindi nila dapat maging crutch yung mga deck nila. They
Yes.
should just be they should just really be called visual supplement
Kasi
to the
nagfo-focus yung iba sa
day.
sa deck, no? Parang
Oo.
all throughout pa-perfectin mo yung deck tapos naka-rely ka na doon sa deck mo, nalilito ka na pag lumampas yung deck. I had an experience before. I saw a TEDx event, and medyo iba yung nakita ko doon kasi parang sobrang focus on the deck, and pag hindi niya nawawala na yung nawawala na yung flow, yung train of thought siguro, even if na-practice niya, na iikot na. So minsan ang siguro na overlook nila is syempre dapat talaga within yourself, alam mo yung talk mo, magkaroon ka
Mm.
ng certain na hangga't maaari, deck should always be yung pinaka-slides natin, guide lang siya, hindi talaga dun tututok, dahil sabi mo nga, 'di ba, you suggested mga 5 lang pwede na. And it's really
Yes.
good na hindi sobrang dami kasi ang dami mong tatandaan eh. Pero sa'yo, Coach Jen, with what's happening now and how you're helping people to share their story, what does impact mean? Parang, for example, if somebody's like out there sharing their story, amplifying their messages, ano yung sa tingin mo yung nagke-create talaga ng impact?
Do sa storytelling framework naman na ginawa natin, this has also been applied in other platforms and even with other client work. Aside from the obvious, when it's used to talk, andun yung more people reach out to them, they get to be known more. Kumbaga, that's the obvious part. But because they took the time to really nail their story, that is yung true to them, and this is especially true for startup founders, do sa mga newbie na CEOs, doon nila nare-realize, dito pala sa storya to, kaya yung values ko ganito.
Oo, no?
Yun yung nagiging umpisa. Doon na nila na-extract ngayon. And because of that, mas nagiging powerful na yung brand ng company because it's now attached to the face behind it who told their story. So,
Mm-mm.
you
Parang nagkakaroon
see
na ng
that
certain
connection.
archetype. Parang alam mo na kaagad na, 'di ba, yung brand na to, the way the story is being told, parang medyo empowering or inspiring or something like that, no? Parang may connection talaga. If lalo na kung clear ka kung
Yes.
ano yung gusto mo sabihin. Coach, can you share with them yung tinuro mo sa akin na isang framework na parang mas naging klaro yung talk ko? Kasi di ba ang haba-haba ng sinubmit ko sa'yo, the videos that ilang beses ko yung repeat eh. Kasi parang I was in Bali nung nire-record ko yun, nakatingin ako sa script ko, okay na to, lakas ng loob ko. Tapos sabi mo, okay naman, pero siguro ayusin natin, ganun, ganun. And I was so willing to learn. And I never thought na I'd be learning so much. Parang ang ine-expect ko lang noon, bibigyan mo lang ako ng konting tip, ganyan, ganyan. Pero in a nutshell, katulad nung binigay mo sa akin framework, bago ako magtanong sa'yo ng what do you feel dun sa mga words na sasabihin ko, can you share with them yung very short na tip and trick of the trade mo sa akin kaya medyo naging mabilis sa akin yung aking talk.
Sure. Yeah, it's not it's actually, this framework is actually ancient. It has
Mm,
been
mm.
used by ancient priests when they prepare for their homily, kaya ganun magkwento pag ng homily yung mga pare. It has also been used by copywriter. Basically, it just involves four pronouns. It's the I, you, they, we. Yun lang. I, you, they, we. So you start with the I. So imagine you writing your story in a sheet of, let's say, sabihin mo na yellow pad. So divide it into four sections. The one is for the I, one is for the you, one is for the they, and one is for the we. Then you can start it with as simple as, hi, my name is Celia, and this is my story. And then expound on that. But when you expound, you think of that, that problem that you experienced in the past. A problem that really made an impact with your journey, that you were able to solve, that could benefit a lot of people. So yun, expound on that. Para when you get to the you part, this is now where you get to relate, because even if it's your story, ang ano pa rin, you have to invite others.
Yeah.
Para when you go to the you part, you can now transition it by saying something like, I'm pretty sure you have experienced the same.
Yung connection, no,
Because,
sa audience.
yes, oo,
Mhm.
because keep in mind that these people who would want to know your story are most likely at point A, and they consider you their point B.
Yeah, correct. Galing, no?
So keep that in mind, and then you can just expound on the you part. I mean, dig into the inner dialogues that you once told yourself, and because I'm pretty sure that they're also experiencing the same thing. And then from there, you substantiate that story with the they part. They is the part where you solidify your story with research, with scientific base, ganon. Just like in the case of your talk, diba? When you said about freedom, so ayun, you came up with statistics about Filipinos, diba, working abroad, ganon. Then you expound on that. para pagdating na sa we part, because you have already, kumbaga, inipon mo na yung I, you, yung they, we. Kung paano naging impact ng problem do sa lahat ng yun, sa I, you, they, we. As I, you, they, para pagdating sa we part, you can now conclude it with something like, imagine if, and then
Parang ano
provide
na, no?
your.
Parang rallying na, parang battle cry na yung B.
Yes,
Kasi nag-start ka sa I, you talked about yourself, your problem, then yung you, how it's going to be relatable to someone's story also. It may not be as
yes,
similar, pero yung perfect, pero similar yon. And then yung day, parang dun mo sinabi sa akin na bigger ano number nun, yung statistics na, and ganyan-ganyan. Tapos, yun na, tapos yung we na parang it's a battle cry na, no? Na parang kung papasok ka dun sa anong yon, hindi ka mawawala kasi alam mo kagad, you have to start first with talking about your story, your journey. Then connected to someone. Ako, katulad sa akin, with the jail cell, hindi naman lahat pinag-uusapan, literal na jail cell. Somebody might be stuck in their house or doing this and that, no? So, ang galing-galing. Can you share with us, sa 2027, ano ba yung mga gusto mo pang mangyari for TEDx Olonga po na ba tayo? Ano ba yung gagamitin natin yan? Yan. Can you share with
yes.
us?
Yeah, so TEDx Rizal Avenue is now TEDx Olongapo. And in this second run, we want to continue what we have already given to the community. So we started with the theme Undoing. So we want to continue that journey by coming up with the related theme, which we are now calling Enough. So the
Enough.
theme will now be Enough. So
Powerful.
yeah,
Grabe.
a lot of people in the community have reached out to us and they did talk about their journey on finding their own clarity. So this is just our own small way to help them. So I mean, they could be someone who would want to share what is enough for them, and I mean, you can also be an audience who would want to learn more from people who have already had their enough moment. So hopefully we'll witness that on
Grabe yung
January
continuity, no?
27th.
Coach Jen, from undoing, tapos enough. Okay, human-centered branding. Gusto kong matanong sa'yo, Coach Jen. There's a question that I had from some of our friends also about human-centered branding. What does human-first branding really mean in today's AI-driven world, Coach Jen? Can you answer that very powerful question?
This applies whether you're a business owner or an influencer, a public speaker. Human first is really, getting to know, because with the businesses, diba, we're talking about their market, and then with influencers, we're talking about their audiences. I mean, these are all people. On a human level, what is your brand really about on a human level? You have to be able to answer that question, especially now in this, in this AI driven world where everything, everything can be done in just, in just a few seconds. Everything can be automated. Even the responses to your audience can be done in just a snap. I mean, what is your brand despite this technology that we live in? I mean, how human is your brand, basically? If we're talking about it, if we're talking about what comes first to you, what matters more to you, like the AI tools that you're able to use. I guess that's it. At the end of the day, what is it exactly that matters more to you? How much do you care about the people that you want to serve? So
Oo.
you cannot expect AI to care.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell it, you can ask it to tell you to write the words that you want to put out there to show your empathy, but in terms of how you would really live up to your brand, I mean, how human first are you?
We think of ourselves as someone who is still andun yung responsibility of making sure na hindi tayo masyadong, like, AI is a tool and we always, I had a chance also, Coach Yen, to speak in one event in Singapore, and it's in an AI platform. And as I was facilitating, there's a lady from from Dell. And napaka-powerful ng sinabi niya. Parang at that time she was saying na wag i-embrace na for them, parang Dell and Shell magkasama sila nagfa-facilitate ako noon. Sabi, let's embrace and let's acknowledge that AI is already there. We accept that AI is already there, but let's never forget and let's always na mag-focus pa rin tayo dun sa yung humanity of things, yung parang the idea, meron akong word dun sa isang talk ko na, yung eksaktong word niya na parang sabi niya, let's not forget how to appreciate yung human side of things. Kasi parang kung masyado tayong i-consume ng parang in awe tayo lagi sa AI, minsan kasi there will be things na parang gagawin natin for the speed, for the the, 'di ba, the grandeur
Yes.
or whatever ganyan ganyan. Pero if we're not thinking of the people, of the human side of it, parang nagiging parang nawawalan siya ng value, 'di ba? And in the world of
Yes.
AI, where we can mimic patterns, data, blah blah blah, it's still
Yes.
yung human side yung dapat nating i-focus on dahil I think dun ako talaga nakakonect sa'yo kasi whenever you're talking about so many things talaga, lalo na pag sa AI, nararamdaman na you're really focusing on the human side of things na parang mas bigyan mo ng impact or focus on how it can help, 'di ba? People, not just yung galing ng AI patterns data. Sabi mo nga hindi naman tayo hindi naman maaawa si AI sa atin. Hindi naman tayo love or whatever niyan, 'di ba? Grateful
Yes.
ako talaga that there are mentors like you who are kasi alam ko before nauso yung AI, parang 2011, kailan ka pa ba nag-start? Parang ako nalaman ko lang yung AI talaga 2023 ata o 2020. Ikaw parang 1990s nag-AI ka na.
Yeah, oo, nung mga time na yon when AI was just in its infancy stage, I remember trying to play around with it yung as a thesis nung college days. Pero back then, parang it was only limited to automation and text
Mm.
to speech. Yung parang when you program something, but then it wasn't really AI because you still have to program it. You still have to create a database for it. And ngayon, ang AI, ang pinaka-database na is the internet, di ba? And
Oo,
it can decide.
oo,
It wasn't
sobrang
like that
ay
back then.
coach, question pala. And since you're one of the in AI, ano bang mga latest na pwedeng for someone who is new or hindi naman new, parang trying to take that leap na sige, alam naman natin marami na nag-chat GPT, ganun ganun. Ano ba ang medyo pwedeng magamit ng viewers natin now that can help? Ikaw tinulungan mo ako to create a website Pero may tinuro sa akin.
Yes.
Parang ano ba yung meron ka bang mga on top of your mind na pwedeng madaling magamit ng mga viewers natin dyan?
Usually, I've been reading articles lately. So I kind of paused kasi nga 'di ba parang I was trying to do a reset. But lately when I'm starting to read about AI again, play around with it. Eh ang pinag-usapan ng mga tao ngayon is Claude. They
Claude. I'm
say that
using
it
Claude
is
now eh.
so yeah, it's so much better than
Mhm.
ChatGPT. But then I guess if we're talking about beginners, if you're at a loss, don't get intimidated by it kasi the first thing that you can do if you don't know how to use an AI tool, you can actually ask it, how can I use you? What
Oo,
can you do?
yun yung
As
tinuro mo
simple
sa
as
akin when I
that.
was creating a website. Eh di mag-ask AI.
Yes.
Sabi ko, nga no.
Oh,
Ayun. Ako din ngayon, I'm medyo ko sa Claude kasi one of my business partners in Malaysia, sabi, stop using ChatGPT. Gamitin mo, use Claude now because it will give you better and yung mga answers na mas para ka talaga may ginagawa. Sabi, and tayo ngayon, 'di ba, yung AI natin, we're talking to them na and kinikilala niya tayo. So, yun, Claude, pareho tayo na thank you at for our viewers, try to check Claude. Malaking bagay pag medyo okay pa naman yung GPT, Chat GPT, pero if you really
yeah.
want to be more focused dun sa yung kine-create mo, iniisip mo, medyo mas maganda yung process ng
Yes.
paggamit ng Claude. So yun, let's have rapid fire questions. No, this just words. So ito lang, rapid fire tayo, Coach Jen, and before we end this talk, can you tell me something about the words that I'll be telling you now? What is storytelling for you?
Storytelling, I think, is regardless of the technology that comes our way, regardless of the changes, regardless of what we need to adapt to, anything new, it will still be the constant. It will be the constant when it comes to connecting,
Yeah.
to connecting to at least another human being. So
Okay.
it's what will give meaning to your life, to your legacy, and of course to your brand.
Yeah. So, in connection with that, branding for you is what?
Is branding ultimately is a reflection of what values you live up to, yeah, what you believe in. That's
Okay.
really it.
Totoo. So, AI for you is what?
AI il, AI will only help you tell your story and amplify your brand, but it will not give you your voice.
Okay, dalawa na lang, Coach Jen, One word for your journey that's happening right now.
One word, it's becoming.
Galing, galing, galing. I like that. And this has always been asked every time naman, pero can you give me advice for your younger self?
Yes. I really took the time to, kumbaga, I took the moment to connect all the dots. Don't focus on the successes that you've had once, and then you feel that it's now fleeting. You focus on all the missteps that you have experienced, because those missteps are actually dots that you will connect eventually to for you to gain the clarity, so that
Wow.
you eventually discover what who you really are, who you should be, and what your brand really is all about. Because those missteps, because I've always believed na di ba sinasabi natin lagi na everything has a reason.
Yeah.
Pero ako kasi ay naano ko, things happen the way they did because of a specific reason.
Yeah.
And more often than not, it's always to take you at the root of where you should be, where you're
Tama.
meant to be. So, yeah, just trust the process.
Oo. Ayoko, powerful nun, Coach Jen, kasi I myself believe na talagang whatever happened to you, tama, mali, sumablay, masayang-masaya, okay na okay. You should always look at those things na as a learning step for you na dapat mong tandaan lagi, because it's leading you to some whatever decisions that we made in our life, nililid tayo niyan kung saan tayo talaga papunta. And tama ka, it's parang yeah, everything, parang ginagamit natin yung cliche na everything happens for a reason, pero hindi eh. Whatever is happening, ipine-prepare tayo niyan for something bigger. Papunta kung saan tayo papunta. So with that, Coach Jen, thank you, thank you. Thank you to our
Thank you so
TEDx
much as well.
curator, to our Connected Women host also in Zambales. And can you invite them, Coach, as if people would want to connect with you for your upcoming TEDx event this 2027?
Yeah, so yeah, it will be on January. Tentatively, yeah, I know it's January 9, definitely first week it will be in within SBMA. We still have yet to finalize on the venue, and the theme is enough. It's parang the prelude of that is of course in the Undoing, which is the first run. And hopefully we'll be able to impart insights to the community, whether you're in within Olongapo, Zambales, or even in Metro Manila, wherever you are in the Philippines, please, yeah, it would
Ayan.
be great to have you.
So there, ayun. Thank you, Coach Jen, for everything that you've shared with us. Napakadami ng insights and so many things that we've learned about branding, about how to be a good speaker, how to create an impact and create powerful stories, no? So, ayun. Sobrang thank you, Coach. Jen Kahukom for gracing our show, our Business Brews and Beyond. Ang dami namin natutunan sa iyo. Ako, I myself, I'm really a coachee of Coach Jen kasi I've been telling my story, pero alam mo yon, when I tell my story, it's how I feel like ito yung gawin ko. But listening to her, learning from her, gave me more clarity also and put my story in a clearer path. Kaya sobrang thankful ako. So, yun. So, it's a wrap. So, thank you everyone. Yun lang. Sobrang grateful ako sa ating guest for today. And like I always share in our Business Brews and Beyond, tiptoe if you must, just take that step. There's no better time to start but now. Whatever ideas, businesses, or yung mga gusto nyo simulan ngayon, start it today. Join us again on our next episode for Business Brews and Beyond. This is Coach Sally Jacob. Always be kind. Bye.